Hi, the next item I'm putting up is in response to a video put up by Andy's Shed, where he shows an unusual phone. He doesn't know, well, he doesn't know too much about it, and I'm blowed if I do, but I have got one which is similar. I put some suggestions what his one could be. It looks to me like what you'd call a marriage. It's parts of old phones and a new handset, or a modern, how do I put it, it's an old looking handset, but it's modern, if you know what I mean. But some of the other bits I think are quite genuine. Anyhow, I thought, well, I've got a similar phone which it could come from the same country. I think it probably does. Now I've taken this one in bits. Let's turn it round. From the dial, it's KTAS, which is the Copenhagen a telephone service, and also got an unusual dial. Got unusual markings. Got the HIC there. The dial needs a bit of work done on it. It's a complete phone for restoration. Now it's different because the numbers are underneath. I know the dial's sticking. It needs a bit of loving care. This I bought many years ago. A little local junk shop near me, or rather near where I worked, had this up for sale. I don't know how much I gave for it, but it was copper coloured, and as you can see the copper is actually showing through. I painted it over with black because that's the colour it should have been. So it looks to me like someone had a load of these KTAS phones and they copied them. But let's have a look. As I say, I was interested because it's got some things in it which are a little bit different. There's the actual other side of the dial. I've taken the cover off, as you can see, and it is reminiscent of an English slipping cam dial. It's not working completely. It needs an oil. The spring sets I think are okay. It is very reminiscent of our slipping cam dial. It shows the regulator in the back there, and the spring sets, which are almost arranged the same as an English dial. But I think all the bits are there. It just needs some loving care. And that, as far as I know, is genuine to this phone. The lead, as you can see, goes through a strainer so that it gets the excess lead out the way, so you can work on it. Now, another thing is that is a meter. You've got a meter on there. Now, the only thing I could think it is for is metering and charging for a call. Now, I know BT GPO brought out, you had what was called a subscriber's private meter. There was a meter which was set up in the customer or the subscriber's home, and it would be connected to the line, but electronically would record any metered units that would be put on the meter that was at the exchange. It would also show on the customer's meter. I don't think it caught on, but nevertheless, there was such an item. It was a customer's private meter. Well, this I believe to be a similar thing with a normal digital type meter. It just clicks on and indicates the amount of calls it's had. Whether it's used later to be recorded somewhere and charged, I don't know. But I say I've never actually done anything with this phone. It was only Andy's article of an unusual phone that he's got. It is an unusual phone. I don't know what it is. I've only got to surmise that it may be out of the same stable as this phone, which was KTAS. Now I've taken off the bell. It needs a blooming good clean, as you can see. There's the actual bell. It is struck through that little square opening there. You've got a hammer, which is there, and that strikes the bell on an incoming call. The bell itself is a normal, well, I say normal, it is normal as far as I'm concerned, but it's obviously a different shape to our stuff. But you've got your two coils, the other coils around the back, and the armature or the hammer, if I can make it move, is that part there, and that, as I say, goes through the little hole and strikes on the bell. Very, very strong. The other spring set would come into operation as you lift the receiver up. It's not actually working at the moment because, as you can see, I've had to take that off to remove the bell assembly, but it's all put backable, and that would be the cradle switch hooks, if you like. Now the wire, I've just noticed, has never ever been, well, as far as I've had it, I've never connected it up. It's just been cut off. It's obviously sold as a conversation piece, if you like, or to have it on a sideboard or something like that, just as a decoration. Well, I like my phones to be working, and I thought, well, I'm going to have a go at this. And I obviously was going to do this, forgot all about it. It's in the collection, covered in dust, as you may see. So it's one that I'm going to have a little go at now. The base would hold the induction coil, I would think. I hope so. Without the induction coil, it wouldn't work properly. But you've got your wires going down there. Let's have a look and see if I can see anything. Here, there's the actual base. It's held on. I don't know how it's held on. I'm going to have to look further into that. But underneath, I would say, is the actual induction coil, or the anti-side tone induction coil. There's your set of terminals. I'd imagine the line would be A and B, shown upside down. And I've got a meowing pussycat who's after more food. He's always eating food. He eats nearly as much as I do. So there's what I've got. I'll show you the handset. The handset is not like Andy's handset, or the handset on the phone that Andy's got. He's given a very good description of it, and obviously look far and wide to see exactly what it is. I just don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's going to come out of the KTAS stable, which is in Copenhagen, The year of manufacture was dated on his phone as, I think he said the 1930s, which it probably was. And I think that someone's taken the original phone and made it up to work now, or in America. The dial is certainly different. It looks like they may have changed the dial. It looks very reminiscent, the one he's got as a dial which would be on some of the other reproduction phones. When I say reproduction, tongue-in-cheek, because I really believe some of the bits that they've used were the genuine bits. And I think some of Andy's, the phone that Andy shows, is certainly looks like it is of the original bits. The base, by the way, I can't make head or tail of that. It looks like it's missing an undercover. The one he showed has got like a coil, which I'm amazed what it could be, but it's certainly it is something that is a bit different. And then here, I'm going to put this up. I'm hoping Andy will come back to me on this because it's interesting for historical reasons and any other reason. Just to think that it took an article, or not an article, a video from him to sort of make me think, I may be able to help. Don't say I can help, but I may be able to. And anyhow, I'm going to definitely try and get this phone working. See, there's several contacts there, or several terminations, which could well be partly for that meter. Unfortunately, looking inside the case, I don't see what I'd love to see, a circuit diagram. There's not one in there. It might be under the base. So I will take the base off if I can. I'm going to have to ease it because it looks like it's probably rusted in. The other leads are obviously for the handset. MTT. Well, the M is obviously microphone and T's transmitter. Although microphone transmitter is the same thing. The earpiece, so it's microphone, and T is probably for the earpiece. I don't know. I'll have to look further into that. There's the actual handset, which is the Bakelite type. You'd expect us to have the very old style on there, but this one hasn't got it. So it's, if anyone else has got any information that could help out with this phone, I would love to know. More or less, I've said all I can think about saying concerning this phone. So I'll close down and hope that someone else out there might have an idea. Anyhow, it's a KTAS. If I turn it upside down without losing the cover to the counter. Oh, the cat's playing with a little brush. I'm hoping that is clear. It's got what it's got on there. It's a little bit rough, but let's hope it shows up. I'll hold it on there so it might show up. It's KTAS. Anyhow, I'm going to stop rabbiting on and put this up online. And as I say, I'm very grateful to Andy who showed that example he had. don't really know what it is, but I'm hoping this little video might help. So we'll see what happens. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Any ideas, please shout, and I'm gonna get this up as a video. Thanks again. Thank you.